Orange, episode 6. We have another letter at the beginning of the show that says um, Sua will help again and um, let Kakeru and Naho spend time together. Kakeru puts Naho on the spot by asking her between him and Sua who would she date. But their friends put him on the spot and say who among the girls would he date, and he can't say it either. So he kind of lets it go. The next scene, we have a bro talk between Naho and Kakeru, and he says he doesn't want to date Naho because he doesn't want to have regrets or mess things up. In the next scene, we have Naho reflecting on the letters that she should have shown her feelings before when the letter said she didn't. Naho follows the letter exactly, but we find out because of the jealousy of Udaya, something might have happened, and this is why maybe Naho should have been braver before. Maybe wouldn't have all this um, incidents with Udaya and her jealousy. Um, Next, we find that Udaya wins the Miss Azella contest. Then, in the next scene, we have Bro Talk number 2. Kakeru is still hesitating, but Suwa tells him he just needs to go and go with Naho, and that also he really won't have a choice in who he falls in love with. That'll just happen. So, in the next scene, we find out that Udaya is still causing trouble and makes Naho take a package to mess with Naho so she doesn't go with Kakeru to the pool. Um, Sua blocks off the pool when Udaya is trying to meet up with Kakeru, and Hagata tricks Udaya into going somewhere else. The girls also help Naho and find her trying to take these supplies to I guess, the teachers or something, and they tell her that she needs to go with Kakeru. She's going to miss out. So Udaya finds out that she's been tricked, and she's kind of miffed. We get another letter that sounds like the most important that she's ever found. Um, so in this last scene, Kakeru and Naho kind of confess that they wanted to say that they do want to date each other, but they don't actually outright say it. They see the fireworks together, and we go to the next scene, which is like the following day or later on, and we get another letter that says that Kakeru's major regret is not being able to save his mother, and that if she can save him from this regret, she can stop the accident. Naho reads ahead, and we find out that February 15th is when Kakeru dies, and that he jumps in front of a truck. So saving him from the accident won't be enough, that she has to save him from his depression, commit suicide at any point. We fast forward to the future, and everybody's talking with Kakeru's grandmother and find out that he did, in fact, commit suicide. And then we find a letter from Kakeru that he committed suicide because he wanted to see his mother. That's for forgiveness, I would assume. Another letter, we find out that Naho's mission is to take on Kakeru's burden so he doesn't have to feel like he's gonna die or that he has to die. Naho presses Kakeru about his mom, and we finally see him cry and open up about what happened with his mom. We find out that he made a promise to his mom to see her at the hospital, and that in the first episode, when he met everybody and hanged out with them for the first time, that is when his mom commits. We find out further that she was very dependent on Kakeru, that because he wasn't there. So we find out that Naho should have followed the letter exactly, and that they shouldn't have invited Kakeru in the first episode. She blames herself for this incident. He kind of leaves, and she can't find him, and then it's the next day, and she tries to text Kakeru, but he's not answering. Eventually, she tries to contact Sua and for his advice, and we find out that Sua is also getting letters. We wonder if maybe just Sawa and Naho are getting letters. Who knows if like the other people in their group are also getting letters. This episode and the show in general is interesting because it kind of implies that it's important in our own lives for people, whether it's just talking to someone at work or talking to our friends or talking to your loved ones and opening up to someone. It might help a person feel like they're not on their own and brighten their lives up. This episode shows that sometimes you need help sometimes you can't just do it on your own. That you can't just take on the burden by yourself. Sometimes you need to ask for outside help. So I really thought this episode was really interesting, and it's keeping my interest to see what will happen and everybody's going to get involved to prevent Kakaru from committing. So, like always, comment below, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter to what I'm working on.